Hello, everybody. Today I am showing some more build mode concepts. This video is going to have fewer concepts than usual, but they are going to be more impactful. Also, I see that a lot of you guys want me to add the teleport block and other events from Piggy, so I will make sure to work on some throughout this week. I also want to thank you all for 15k visits on my concept game as well as 1k subscribers. I'm probably going to add some 1k special assets into the game. I got suggested some cool ideas in a community post. Before we get onto our concepts, I want to show you that I added settings. As you can see, we have the settings frame. A lot of the buttons aren't available yet, but as you can see, I added a blacklist in case you want to ban somebody from your server. The only other concept that I made is customizing fog color, and I think Epic Tank may have already had that idea. Let's test the timer and fog. Perfect. I also slightly improved the placement system. It is now compatible with offsets. Before, if you tried placing a block on a part that was scaled/moved out of the normal grid, the block would be floating. Now, it is right on top of the other part. This made the rotate/tilt system seem a little buggy, though, so I'll work on fixing that. Next up, we finally have our first decorations. Huge shout out to Crazy Ness for welding these decorations and setting them up for me. For now, we only have 5, bed, wooden chair, circular table, barrel, and bench. Now, let's move on to the concepts. Also, I added a light block. It's the only light for now. A lot of you have been asking this ever since I started making these concept videos, and we finally have it, NPCs. I finalized the AI pathfinding script. It doesn't work perfectly, and doesn't work with doors yet, but it chases the player just fine. I made my system slightly different than Minitoons. For now, it's just a spawn block with a delay time setting. Also, for friendly NPCs, I'm going to make another block. As you can see, if you come in contact with Piggy, you get jump scared. I think the camera comes out too fast, so I'll work on fixing it. Piggy also falls down after killing a player. I don't know if this happens in official Piggy, so if it doesn't, I'll try to fix it. Now, let's test the pathfinding. I'm going to create a maze really quick and see if the bot can find its way to me. I created a personalized bot skin that is modeled as the Curly Friday Studios logo. I'm going to use that. As you can see, the bot can navigate its way through mazes. But wait, what if you wanted a bot to spawn when a certain signal is fired? That's where the powered hostile NPC spawn block comes in. I'm going to test its limits and run a looper for it. This will constantly spawn a bunch of bots. I'll use the little brother skin for this one. It's not a great idea, but it works. Some of the bots were a little disoriented, but that's less of a program issue and more of a performance issue. Now, onto our first actual concept, we have the text block. In case you weren't sure, this block displays text. This concept was suggested by Ready to Rumblesaur, Roblox Game Make, Wait What Why We're 6102, and Nova, Star 01. You can change the text, the color, and the font. Scaling it out will, of course, resize the text. You can scale it out to be really big, and the text will still fit the block. The text also does support rich text, so if you want to play with the stroke or any other text attributes there, you can do that. The text obviously does have filtering. Hopefully it's not too annoying, but I don't want to allow people to easily type anything that could be offensive or edgy or whatever. I also think that this game could get banned if I did not implement it. Next up, we have the input trigger. This one was a little interesting to make and was suggested by Jolt Team Official. Also, Jolt is in my Discord server and he shares some of his projects. He is very skilled. Here's just an example of a teaser he posted. But now, let's look at the parameters. First, we have the input. You can do this two ways, you can press the button and type a key, or you can insert the key code name in the text box. The next parameters are how close you need to be to the block to activate it. If 0, then you can activate it from anywhere, if mobile buttons should be created, if it's usable by infected players, and if it should ignore game-processed inputs. Let's just get straight into testing. As I'm pressing the left shift button on my keyboard, this OR gate is lighting up. Now let's test the max distance setting. As you can see, if I type E on my keyboard and I'm within 10 studs of the block's position, the OR gate lights up. If I hold E and move back, the OR gate will deactivate once I leave the 10 stud radius. Now let's test the ignore processed input setting. If you don't know what this means, it means that the trigger will not accept the input if the input is processed by Roblox. For example, if a player is typing in a chat and they press E, the input will not go through if this setting is on. Let's try turning the setting off. Now, the input will still go through, even if I'm typing in the chat. Let's move on to our next concept, the chat trigger. This was suggested by Skilldime and Smooth and Concrete. There are 6 parameters: the trigger text, the activation length, if it's usable by infected players, if it's case sensitive, if it's punctuation sensitive, and if it's space sensitive. Let's link it to an OR gate for testing purposes. As you can see, whenever I type the word hello, regardless of lower/uppercase letters, it activates. But it didn't work when I added an exclamation mark. This is because we have the punctuation sensitive option on. Let's turn the case sensitive option on and see what happens. As you can see, it only activates when we type hello with a capital H. Now, I'm going to create a command system. I'm going to make an if gate soon so that you guys could implement owner-only commands into your maps. I'm going to make 2 simple commands /damage and /heal. I will link each chat trigger to a damage/heal block. As you can see, it works perfectly. When I type /damage, I lose 10 health. When I type /heal, I gain 10 health. Next up, we have my favorite part of this update, the powered gate. And no, it's not just a gate that goes visible when powered. This concept was suggested by Mando, the epic captain, and Random plays this. Mando gave me the specific details on how I could implement it, so huge shout out to him. But let's get on to the concept. Have you ever wished that you could have more than just a powered block? That you could have powered decorations, powered wedges, etc. Link the powered gate to any asset in the game, except for the player spawn, and it will become powered based on the gate's activation. Let's just try with a simple block for now. I am not going to remove powered blocks from the game because I don't want to mess up people's maps that already have it. As you can see, the block shows up when the gate is powered. Let's try this with decorations. I'm going to use a bed and the Germa head. And voila! This is still in beta testing and it doesn't work with NPCs and terrain blocks as far as I know. It probably doesn't work with some more either. For our last test, I'm going to link it to a lever and link that lever to an OR gate. We're going to see the powered lever's functionality. Perfect. That was it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any more suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments. If you believe that you have benefited from or enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. Again, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.